boom. Let's get into it. Basically, another Holy Grail kit, man. Uh, Hard to find, apparently. Can't find it on a couple of the sites that I order from. Found this on eBay and decided I had to have it. So let's take a look and see what this thing has got to offer inside. I can't wait to get started. Nicely packaged, kind of like the way the Sand Scorcher was done. Individual pieces here. Didn't know that the transmission was going to come already together. Now there is not a motor for it. It says it takes a 540 style. That's fine. I'll probably find something. I'm not going to run brushless in it because it's just going to be a bash buggy. There's a hobby shop close to where I live that's doing nostalgia buggy races, or intends to do so in the spring and summer. So I'm trying to find something, and I figured this would be a lot of fun to run down there. So this is what I'm going to use, I imagine. The tires, oh my God, I love them. And I'm not going to take them out, but the wheels are pretty freaking sick looking. Plastic, of course, but they look like aluminum, and they really make this model pop. Okay, sit these back in here. Only thing I didn't realize is that the chassis tub is basically, I don't think it's ABS, maybe injection molded plastic, molded in yellow, and then the upper body is Lexan. I didn't realize that, and it's not a big deal, but I just hope I can find a yellow to match, really, really close, because I plan on doing this in kind of box art style. And then we get into the good stuff over here. We have a differential. It's like an open diff there. Rear arms, steering knuckles up front, front arms. Shocks are already put together even. It's going to be a super simple kit to build. And then we get into the hard parts. Let me get this out. This back. Uh-oh. This back here, I've already changed that tank one time. I don't need to bust that one again. Hard parts. Let's see what we have. They come out bag C. Everything's bagged, pretty much like a Tamiya kit. Pretty nice. Oh, main rails and front towers. You can see that. That's cool. And we've got like a steering rod and some miscellaneous bolts and nuts and stuff. We'll figure that out as we go. All right, this looks like this is bag E. I don't know what exactly it is, but we'll get into that also. Neatly packaged. I like this. I see a lot of aluminum. That's really cool. Another little spare parts bag. Cool. And what do we got here? That's the end of it there. It's like the wing, rear wing, the battery door, driver's bust, or driver's head rather, and roll cage parts. Nice, very nice. Let's put these back in first because they're going to be a pain, I'm sure. But neat little frame. Looks like it's going to go together pretty easy and pretty quick also, which would be nice. All right, let's get this one back in here. All this back together. Drag out the instruction manual. Very, very nice. Oh man, look at all those decals. That is cool. Nice decal sheet. Really nice decal sheet. So the chassis is together now, and this has been interesting because some of the screw fitments are not like they need to be, but it's gone together real well. And what I mean by is, like, let me see if I can get it to zoom. You can see right here, this screw here is not filled up with threads at all. Now, as thin as that piece is, surely there's not another one that comes down to the top of it. And there's another one over here where it's just not long enough to reach, but I've got some extras with it that I'm going to wind up swapping out, I'm pretty sure, after the thing is really close to being completed. So anyway, so far so good. The torsion arm for the front end is an absolute nightmare to get in, to line up. I mean, it's easy to build, but it's just tough to get in there and line it up. But so far so good. The steering servo servo protector, servo saver rather, is there. It's real neat kit so far. I'll keep you updated. And the transmission is a nightmare. Oh my god, I'll explain that later. To stop and show you guys, this is one of the rear arms. That entire arm is aluminum. The stub is steel. Obviously there is a bearing inside and behind this aluminum piece here that's held on with a grub screw. It's a really neat setup. It's a beefy piece. That ball there bottoms out, if you can see it in there, but it's not inhibiting, the stub from turning. It's set at 8mm. It may not look like it, but I wanted to show you how interesting this thing is, the way it mounts on this chassis. I've got one side set up. If you see here, between here, you would think it's kind of reminiscent of like a slash transmission or something, where the transmission would actually fit here and it would just, ride. But with the angle, it would never work. This is a sick setup. Now this is one mounted here, and as you see, the pins, the arm is riding on a pin there, that silver piece here. Now that pin is captured on these pedestals. There's two pedestals, there's black pedestals there. They are attached from the bottom. Then you slide the pins through. You obviously get it into the arm there, and then there's a grub screw on top of each one that tightens down. I apologize for this thing being shaky. There and there, that holds that thing in place. And the travel on this thing's only going to be limited by the shocks. This is a wild setup. I like it. I really like it. Oh, and the thing about the transmission is the transmission comes together. You only have to add the plate, that plate, the differential. There's 3 screws that hold that plate on and compresses the bearings together. There's a little bit of adjustment in that thing. You have to kind of walk it down enough to where you got enough free play in it, because if you bottom it out, it locks, or mine did. Mine locked up completely and wouldn't do anything. So I've got it set to where I want it, and what I'll do is, since I didn't put any thread locker on it, I'm probably just going to drop a dab of CA on each one just to hold it in place. Now the motor in this is just a 540 series. This is actually a Tamiya motor, Tamiya, whatever. And because I intend on running this one pretty soon, I want to get this ready. Yeah, the servo should be here today. I'm hoping that I can get it up and running today, tomorrow, sometime this week. But this is a really nice piece. I like it. Really, really nice piece. All right, so let me continue to get it together, and we'll take a look at it when it's done. Shot of the rear end assembled with the shocks. Loving the aluminum on this thing. Very slick setup. Really slick setup. I gotta find my gimbal. I got a gimbal somewhere. Oh man, let's get it together. Well, it's done for now. The upper body being clear like sand. I've got some yellow, but it doesn't quite match what it's been molded with. So I'm going to hang on and not paint that yet. But for the most part, this thing is complete. I got a servo mounted in it. I need to mount the ESC and put a receiver in it, and she's ready to go. The only thing that I could say that's kind of odd about it is the rear drive for the back tires. It's not a 12mm hex. It's just a round round, it looks like a washer with splines on it, and you crank down on the wheels against it, and hopefully it'll stay together. I don't know. I may have to convert it to 12s. Who knows? But very cool kit. Very cool kit. Love the front end. The front end's a little bit of a pain to get adjusted, and I don't know that I've got it adjusted exactly where it needs to be. But nice kit. Went together really quick. Just going to run the brush 540 that I had as an extra for right now, just to dial everything in. But I'm really stoked about it. It's I've wanted that thing for so long, and now I've got it to put in a collection. So when I get it painted and get a receiver and everything in it, we'll take it out and try to blow the back tires off of it. But anyway, there it is, Kyosho Scorpion. Been wanting that thing for quite a while. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me over on Instagram. There'll be a link down below. And we will catch you in the next one. Till then, be a decent human, and we'll see you.